Look, this video is the no BS guide on how to actually make money online. And the reason I know that this stuff works is because I've been using these same strategies I'm going to share with you in just a second to make upwards of $1,000 a day with my own business. I've had a few dozen of my students who were able to sign their first customers using these same principles. And some of them were even able to replace the income that they were making with their 9-to-5 jobs and quit, go all in. The first thing you need to understand is that you want to focus on starting a cash flow business as opposed to a valuation business. Now you may wonder, what's the difference between the two? The goal of a cash flow business is to make cash, to make as much profit as possible. So the focus is not necessarily on revenue, but on profit. Because at the end of the day, if you made $1 million, but you only kept $100,000, I don't know about you, but I would be pretty frustrated. Like it's a very, very small profit margin. It's terrible in fact. I would much rather make $200,000 and keep $150,000 as opposed to making $1 million, but I only keep $100,000. Let me know in the comments down below which option you would rather take. But because with a cash flow business, the goal is to make profit, you can fund your lifestyle with this business. You don't have many costs associated with running the business. So it wouldn't cost you $5,000, $10,000 per month or even more to keep operating your business. Typically with a cash flow business, it's only going to cost you at best a few $100 per month to keep running your business. And you can even get started for free, so you don't have to spend any money up front. Rather, you upgrade the tools that you use as you start to make money with that business. While for a valuation business, the goal is to focus on the revenue as much as possible, because typically it's a business that you intend to sell at some point. So it could be an e-commerce company, it could be a software business, except that the problem is that when you want to start a proper e-commerce company or a software business, it requires hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, just to be able to start the business. So for most beginners, that's not even an option. They can't afford that. To give you an example of what this looks like in practice, a valuation business would be something like Facebook, Shopify, Stripe, PayPal. However, a cash flow business, it could be something like selling services or doing drop servicing, meaning you sell services to customers by leveraging remote contractors to do the work for you. That way, you're able to sell any service even if you don't know how to deliver that service yourself. Then there's also coaching, digital products, affiliate marketing, drop shipping with organic marketing. Typically these businesses, they're never going to make you $100 million or $1 billion, but that's not the goal. The goal is to make $10,000 per month, and it can even go up to $100,000 per month so that you can live the sort of life you always wanted. Because trust me, if you were to try to build an insane software company, if that's what you want to do, absolutely go ahead, I'm not going to stop you. But first, it would be smart to start a cash flow business to get some money to fund your big business idea later on, but also to acquire some experience. There's a reason why 9 out of 10 startups fail. A startup is probably one of the most difficult things you could try to build in your life, because so many people come up with all of these ideas of what they think people want, and then they go ahead, they build a product, they spend so much money, and then they go to market and they tell people, hey, are you interested in buying this product? And people are like, nope, I just don't care. And so now they've wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes millions of dollars in funding. Not to mention that when you start a business like a valuation business, you probably need investors because you need, like I said, a lot of money to get started, $100,000 to millions of dollars. So can you imagine the amount of stress on your shoulders every day when you wake up? You have all these investors breathing down your neck, while there's somebody with a cash flow business, let's say they have a faceless account on social media, or let's say they're doing coaching, they're doing drop servicing, affiliate marketing, etc. and they make $10,000 per month, most of it being profit, and they live the kind of life they've always dreamed of. While the guy working on his valuation business, he's struggling and he's scared every day to lose everything. My current business, to give you another example, is a cash flow business. The goal is to make as much profit as possible, while at the same time doing something I'm actually passionate about, which is to help everyday people which are ambitious to build a profitable online business, to break free from the traditional system, which is the slow 9-to-5 route. Now, not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. I'm never going to say that. But if you're watching this channel consistently, you are somebody who's more ambitious than the average person. And you know that if you follow the everyday route, you know that if you follow the cookie cutter path that society has told you should follow, then you're never going to get what you want. And you will have to stay depressed and stuck and miserable and lonely and broke for the rest of your life. I knew I didn't want to end up like that. Growing up in the lower middle class, I often felt frustrated because of lack of money. Every time my younger sister and I, we were told that the thing we wanted to buy was too expensive, and sometimes it was just something for $50. While I could see at school these wealthy kids getting driven in brand new Porsches, they were wearing expensive clothes like Gucci, things like that. Every year they would get the latest iPhone. At the time, I didn't even have a phone, and every morning I had to force myself to get up super early just to take the crowded bus so I could go to school. I was miserable because I knew I didn't want to conform to this path. I could have become a banker, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever. And when I would have been 30, 40, 50, I would have made very decent money, but I wouldn't have been free. I would have had no geographical, no time freedom, and that's what I wanted the most. Not to mention that to be able to make $10,000 per month, it would have taken me decades. Whereas with the business, you can go from making no money to making $10,000 per month in 90 days. Now, of course, it's never guaranteed, but the possibility is there. Whereas with a job, that's impossible. You're not going to go from 0 to 10K per month in 90 days. Which is why, to help you, I've recorded a free video in which I share with you everything I did step by step to make upwards of $1,000 a day with my own business. That way, you can literally just copy me. The link will be in the description below. Or, if you're committed to starting your business so you can become financially free and finally quit your 9-to-5 job, you can directly apply to book a free call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you. Now, as a beginner, should you focus on selling services or products, physical products? Typically, most of the time, I'm going to advise that people sell services instead of physical products. The reason for that is simple. When you sell services or coaching, your profit margins are extremely high. Whereas if you were to sell physical products, profit margins would typically be between 9% to 20% on the high end. Meaning if you made $10,000 with physical products, you would only keep between $900 up to $2,000, and that's before taxes. So after taxes, when we do the math, you are more broke than somebody working at a fast food joint. Like, come on. But when you sell high-ticket services or coaching, you can charge anywhere from $500 up to $5,000 per customer, and sometimes even more than that. And since you charge a high-ticket price, you only need a few customers, 1 or 2, to be able to quit your job and to go full-time. Which is why you need to find a group of people who have a painful problem and offer a solution to these people. I really need you to understand that in business, the only thing that matters is what your customers want. What you want is irrelevant and doesn't matter. The reason I say this is because if you just blindly follow your passion, chances are you're not going to make any money. You need to be thinking like a businessman. The client doesn't care about your passion, your accent, your age, your race, your gender. The client doesn't care about any of that. The only thing the customer cares about is that you help them to solve the painful problem that they have. Whenever you buy something, you are always buying a solution to a problem. When you buy a gym membership, you buy a solution to a problem. Maybe you're skinny or overweight and you want to fix that. You want to look great, to feel great. You're buying a solution to a problem. When you go to the grocery store, you buy some food. Same thing. You buy a solution to a problem. You need food to survive. When people buy Ferraris or Rolexes, these kinds of things, they're buying a solution to a problem. They want to feel like they're worth more. They want to show a higher social status. They want to be recognized by other people. If you can't solve a problem for people, you won't make money, because people are not just going to pay you because you want to make money. That's not how it works. You have to give value to others. And you'll notice the wealthiest people in the world, they have provided value massively to lots of people. The reason why Apple is a $1 trillion company is because people love their products. I mean, you've got people sometimes just waiting in front of the Apple store for days before a new product is released. I mean, every time I see something like that, I can't help but think, come on bro, do you have no life? It's just a fucking phone. But that really goes to show you how good their products are. Now, depending on what you sell, this could mean different things, because different groups of people want different things. For example, if you were helping men or women to get in shape, lose some body fat and build some muscle, the problem that you would solve for them is that maybe they just don't like the way they look. Maybe they're starting to face negative health consequences and they want to avoid that. Maybe they simply want to regain their confidence, look better, be able to go out and to date. So every time you are selling a solution to a problem, you're not selling them coaching, ebooks, or recipes. Nobody cares about that. You're selling them a transformation. To give you another example, if you could help a business to make an extra $20,000 in monthly recurring revenue, they would gladly pay you $2,000 per month for it. Now, there are 3 main ways that you can help your customers to solve the painful problem that they have. You can sell a service. Let's say you have an expertise, you know how to do web design, you could sell that as a service and attach it to a painful problem. Let's say you see local business owners, they don't have a website or their website is shit, you could help them to build a great website so they can attract more customers. So you solve a problem, which is to not make enough money in the business. The other thing you could do is to coach people. Let's say in the past you overcame an addiction, a porn or a drinking addiction. You could help people to overcome that addiction. And since it's a very painful problem, a lot of people would want you to guide them, to show them the way, and they would pay you for it. Let's say you're a personal trainer. You can't lose the weight or build muscle for somebody else. You have to show them how it's done, and then they do it. But they need the roadmap from you. And finally, if you have no skills and nothing to teach, you can still sell services even if you don't know how to deliver services yourself. In fact, one of my students, to give you an example, he was able to charge $500 per month for video editing services on shorts. And do you know what's the craziest part about it? He's never edited a single short himself. He delegates all of that to a remote contractor so he can focus his time on getting more customers and closing more deals, growing the business. And I personally know some people who make multiple 7 figures per year doing this same exact business model, selling services that they're not the ones providing. It's also the same business model that companies like Uber, Amazon, Airbnb are leveraging. Uber doesn't own any cars. It's simply a platform connecting people looking for work, drivers, with riders looking for a ride. Airbnb doesn't own any hotels. It's simply a platform connecting tenants or people who want to make passive income with real estate with travelers looking for a place to stay. Now, how do you go about getting customers? You can do that in 3 different ways. You could go to paid advertising, but if you're a beginner, I highly suggest you stay away from paid ads for a while, because to be able to make money with your ads to be profitable, chances are you will need to at least be willing to spend a few $1,000s per month on ads alone. So if you're a beginner, you have a job, well, you can't exactly afford to pay $5,000 per month on ads. And then the other 2 methods that are free to get your first customers would be to directly reach out to potential customers or leverage platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, or to post free valuable content on social media to attract your ideal customers. And the thing that you need to focus on is booking as many meetings as possible for your business with qualified leads, meaning people who know what you have to offer and people who are ready to go ahead and to work with you. The more people you have a conversation with, the more money you're going to make. It's really that simple. And when you follow a proven sales framework, typically about 15 to 30% of the people that you speak to will end up becoming paying customers. And it's probably one of the most gratifying businesses ever, because you get to help people to solve painful problems, and in the process, you make a lot of money. Now look, you need to make a choice now. You can keep watching YouTube videos on how to make money online, but doing that won't make you any money. Or if you're committed to starting your business so you can become financially free, you can check out the free resources in the description below, or directly apply to book a free call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you. That being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower ambitious individuals across the globe to become financially free.